cow. Yeah? You know what? I have.
On the Empire Builder's journey between Seattle and Chicago. That is the Twin Medicine Trestle over the Twin Medicine River. At mid-span, we will be 215 feet above the river. The span is built of steel and quite safe. As a matter of fact, it's tested for safe passage by passenger trains twice a day. And if you remind me on the other side, I'll explain a bit more about that. But for now, I'll tell you that the structure replaces a wooden structure built here at the time of the original formation of the line in the 1890s. That to build it, they used 750,000 board feet of lumber, which made for a very unusually attractive trestle. But the problem was that the winds in the area, when a train went over it during windy days, it would sway to the right about 6 feet. And then it would sway to the left, which made for a very exciting passenger service. Since, of course, we have the steel structure, we've eliminated that problem. And there has not been an accident involving this bridge and a passenger train since it was built. Very well, you're about to see a fantastic view of the Twin Medicine River Gorge.
Wow.
As I mentioned, the Blackfeet Reservation is substantially smaller than it was in the beginning, and of course, when you compare it to the original area controlled by the Blackfeet, it's quite insubstantial. The Blackfeet control the plains north into Saskatchewan and Alberta, all of eastern Montana east of the Continental Divide, all the way south of the Yellowstone River, all the way east to the border with the Dakotas. Many of the tribes in the west of the divide, and notably the Kootenays, the Salish, and the Flathead, would travel over Mariah's Pass on buffalo, but they did so only with the permission of the Blackfeet, or at the risk of being attacked by them. The Blackfeet tribe is presently constituted of 3 different bands. It's a confederation of those. The Blood or Northern Blood in Canada, the Beacon here on the reservation in the United States. Sometimes the Blood in Canada are called the Siksika. And interestingly enough, in Canada they're referred to as Blackfoot. South of the border we call them Blackfeet, and the origin of that, as legend would have it, is that the first Blackfeet, or Blackfoot, were confronted by French-Canadian traders, trappers, who were moving west, and met a group of Blackfeet who just traveled through a burned-over area of prairie fire, and their moccasins and leggings were covered with soot, and they referred to them from and after that point as Pied Noir, which is French for Blackfoot. But the Blackfeet and other, most notably, were totally dependent upon the bison for their sustenance. They hunted the animal on horseback, usually using bow and arrow or lance. Before they acquired the horses, they actually hunted them on foot. And they did that by using what were called buffalo jumps, or piskins. Now, that simply referred to a cliff or a drop-off accessible from the plains toward which the animals could be driven by tribal members on foot. On our left is the city of Browning, which is the only incorporated city within the Blackfeet Reservation. And that's the home of the Blackfeet Tribal Business Council, which governs the affairs of the tribe. It is the site every summer, about the second week in July, of the North American Indian Days, which is a very large powwow. And Browning is also the site of the Plains Indian Museum. And if you have an opportunity to visit either the museum or the North American Indian Days, I can recommend them highly. The North American Indian Days is a gathering of tribes from all over and includes a grand opening ceremony and traditional Indian dance contest, where all the dancers are arrayed in traditional costumes, extremely colorful, very powerful experience indeed, and very spiritual. Now, the way the Blackfeet and others would use the buffalo jump to harvest the buffalo, as I said, it was simply a natural drop-off point, and they would direct the buffalo toward that cliff by means of building a low rock wall in the shape of a V. The base of the V would be the point of the drop-off of the cliff. Now they would attempt to lure the animals toward that area and then spook them by waving robes and yelling and shouting. And one young, very brave and very fast young member of the tribe would don a buffalo robe and attempt to lead the way towards the cliff, jumping aside at the last moment or ducking over the edge and hiding himself on a ledge. Then the buffalo would hopefully run over, having been panicked, and they would fall to their death or were so severely injured that they could be easily killed and butchered. The Indians would camp in that area for several days while the butchering took place. Every part of the buffalo was used, including the marrow and the bones, and the sinew, which was used to sew clothing.
He's got a bad attitude.
I'll wait for you.
Yes, that's Highway 2 you're seeing off to the right of the train in the distance. And here we are at Cut Bank Creek. We're only 160 feet above the water here. And you can see, if you look especially to the left of the train, that the water flow here, especially during the ending of the ice ages, ending at about 10 to 13,000 years ago, the water flow here was a great deal heavier than it is today, producing the gently eroded hills that surround us on both sides. Cut Bank is known for its temperature range. It has incurred a low temperature of minus 47 degrees and a high temperature of 107 degrees. But its efforts to claim that it is the coldest spot in the country have been unsuccessful. Although the wind chill factor here has been recorded as 87 degrees below zero.